Today we're making orange icing, which might seem very simple, but red can be very tricky. And I am just going to be using the primary colors, which would be red and yellow. So let me open this up and let's find, now see, obviously you could use orange. If you have some orange food coloring, that's the easiest way to go. But let's say that you don't and you're stuck with just yellow. This is lemon yellow, we're going to use that one, and this one is right next to a super red. Okay, so just a red and a yellow, and you want to get to a color that is like one of these. This is too yellow, this is orange, this is light orange, we're just going to do orange. So this is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to start with just putting some icing in here. This is the kind of color that you don't have to get too tricky with. It's going to be a lot of yellow with a little tiny bit of red in it. Somebody asked me how many drops am I using. I can't really give you an answer for that because depending on how much icing you have, it's going to be a different amount. So just start with a little yellow. This is not going to be hard. I mean, this is pretty, this lemon yellow has a lot of orange in it. You can tell it's very, as I'm mixing it, I can see that it's got a red tint to it. Like, so it looks kind of orange to begin with. It's not a real pale yellow. This is a nice bright yellow. Look at that. Okay. But depending on how much icing you have, it's going to be a different amount. I am just going to use a drop for, I used a drop of it for that. But for the red, I am going to use a toothpick because toothpicks let you control the amount of color. And I don't trust red. Red is a very tricky color. If you've watched any of my other color mixing videos, you know that you want to be very careful with certain colors. And I have some red on here. Let me put the cap back on this because I know I'm going to knock it over if I don't. And that is a mess. But with some colors, you want to be very careful. Red mostly is the main one. That you're not putting too much in there at one time. So I'm going to do like a tiny dot. And I'll just put this down here to mix it. That's a tiny dot, and it's changing the color pretty, I wouldn't say dramatically, but it's definitely noticeable. And I am going to make sure that I get that. Let me mix it with this. I should put the spatula in there and use this to mix it because I can scrape the icing better with this. Let me do that. Yeah, I mean, this is changing that yellow color. It's taking it down to a lot more orange right away. You just really have to be careful with the amount of red that you put in anything because it will, ooh, that's a lot. It's going to be orange pretty soon, but red is a strong color. And yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I just put a little bit in there. And it's changing it pretty substantially. And you want to make sure that you're scraping the spatula to get any icing or food coloring that's kind of lingering on the sides or on the bottom of the little cup. That's orange. I would say that that's orange. If I was going to do something and use this is like an egg yolk orange, sort of. It's not super, super bright. But as I'm looking at this is definitely... Now see, that's not nearly as dark there. It's about this one. It's like goldfinch. It's about the goldfinch color. So it's in this range. Let's get it to this range. And then I am going to do another video that I do a burnt orange, which involves more colors than just the red and the yellow. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Actually, I'll be a little aggressive with it. And never put the toothpick back into the bottle after you've put icing, like after you've put it into the icing, because it'll contaminate your color. Now see how that's too much. That might be too much. Well, maybe not. You never really know until it's all mixed in and you've scraped everything and you don't have any streaks showing. But the red really, you don't need much red to make different colors dark fast. But that looks really good. So this is a nice orange here. That's basically it. I mean, just start with the yellow and then add a tiny bit of red at a time. Don't just drop the red into the icing unless you have a big pot of icing, and you can be a little less delicate about it. But that's a pretty good orange. Let me see. I'll bring this over here. That's good. See, this matches these colors here. Like it's pretty close to this one. It's probably in between these two, but it's in this range. So if I was going to put this on a cake, I'd be fine with that. Somebody said orange. This is a good color. Red and yellow. Start with the yellow, add a tiny bit of red at a time until you get to the color that you want. And that's it. And watch for my next video where I'm going to take this and make it burnt orange.